Okay, folks, welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. We were just running a small experiment with our EM rail ejectors here, and we are going to make an executive decision that you can feel free to disagree with me on around our satellite power stations. So I downloaded a mod. It is called, I think, Ground Substation. Let's find out. It's called Ground Substation by Kremnev8. And what it allows you to do is place a satellite substation that is on the ground. So you look at this, you can see it's a satellite substation. Huh. Well, that's not what I thought it was going to do. It looks basically the same, to be honest with you. I was under the impression that I would get to pick. Is there a way to change it? I don't see anything in here that would let me change it. Let me read the mod description really quickly. So I thought I was understanding how this worked here. The mod description says a compromise was made and we can select which substation we want. I do not know. It says you can select substation type in game, but you have to use config to enable that. Interesting. Okay. So what that probably means is I have to change it in the config file versus the UI. And as the bright amongst you must noticed, this does not actually fix our problem because we're still too close to the EM rail ejectors. So I think what we're going to do is acknowledge that this is a limitation of how the game was made. It's probably intentional, or at least it's intentional enough that it's going to make our lives harder. And so we just need to power everything our own way. And I think the way that we're going to do that is through not being able to do exactly how we wanted this to go, but you know what? It's still going to work. So we just can't cover the whole planet with these, but we can cover enough of it, and that's going to be okay. All right, so we got them all covered. Let's turn that off. And what are they all shooting at? Okay, so yeah, see, you're all... this is going to take a while. I want to switch them all over to 3. Because this will be our 3 quadrant. It looks like this is the only one that I'm not able to power. What if I move this satellite substation? Okay. How can I get all of these? I can't. So let's just move that down. And get rid of these. Oh, that was the last one. Huh. It's also really hard to walk between these, I will be honest about that. Oh, well, hold up now. This one, let me get closer. Can I actually get all... that might do it right there. Let's see. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so I think what we are trying to do is just set this entire setup. This will all be shooting at 3. So as long as we do these chunks to all shoot at the same type, then we can at least track down which they're shooting at, right? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so it looks like maybe if you copy them, it also copies their orbit, I think. We shall see. Okay, so my real question is what's going on here? So, orbit 3. First of all, our generation capacity is still 120 megawatts. I'm trying to figure out, it looks like this is obviously going up, 129. Okay, so it is obviously going up. So we're definitely increasing the ones in orbit 3. How does orbit 2 look? Not great. So let's set up one strand to do orbit 2 now, because I just have no interest in orbit 1. It has some in it, but I really don't care about orbit 1. And unfortunately, for some reason, I can't delete it. I can't edit it. I have no idea what's going on with orbit 1. I assume it's a default setting there that just kind of bones you if you, I guess, make huge changes to your star. So maybe I really shouldn't be talking. Okay, so next question. How close can we get our next set? Boom. Okay, so this is going to be the line for the next set. Oh, look at you. You're all ready to go, bud. You're just raring and tearing. Okay, so this one is going to go. So it looks like these lines don't actually have to be that upgraded. So I'm actually going to downgrade all of these lines and see how that goes, because it looks like that'll move fast enough we won't run into any problems here. I'm going to leave the kind of primary line up at the top as blue. But in doing that, we got some more back. Now I can run my second line right through here. I am not going to do that because I've learned my lesson. We are going to pull that out, though, and then throw this in. We're just going to totally miss. This is just a whiff right there, folks. There we go. Yep, you go through. Perfect. So far, I also haven't put any controls on this. Theoretically, I think they should all push this way. So I am going to do that. There we go. That should get everything set up correctly. And we'll come down this way. Oh, wow. We can go way further on this one. Out of build range. Huh. That's kind of crazy. All right. Well, we'll start down here, and then we can keep going. So you pull in here. So this is going to actually be maybe a little bit harder to... okay. That's annoying. If I pull that out. Put this here instead. That's not going to work. Okay, so I might actually have to put these guys in instead, which I kind of thought might happen. Too close to the EM rail ejector. Well, okay. I mean, we can fix it that way. But is this going to become problematic for us later? The answer is almost undoubtedly yes. So let's already just pretend that we're down here. And we'll actually throw a few of these down and just test it out. But my suspicion is that this will be a continuing problem. Okay. Are these all aiming the right way? I don't know why they're retard. You know what? I honestly don't care. You can retarget Orbit 1 all you want. Yeah, it's not going to work. Okay. So the fundamental problem, too, is that they start to get closer to each other further down, right? That is problematic. And this will only work so well. Well, actually. Yeah, no. See, this just won't work. So I'm wondering if it's worth ripping this all out and just having them go aside. Well, you're still going to run into the same issue. I mean, part of the problem is it's just going to be tighter the closer you get to one of those sides. So actually, maybe what we should do is do this in a certain way until it becomes a pain in the ass. So this whole section can basically run itself. And then I think what we do is we actually separate this out a little bit so we don't run into this problem. And we won't do the substations. Not so substation, give me a break. Okay, so these basically all get their own individual tower. That's fine. Okay. So then we'll just move quite a ways away. Whoops. Broke this. Oh. Because the other thing is we haven't even built on this half. And if we were really trying to be maximizing our surface potential, we would do that. Because I think we can basically rip most of our solar panels out at this point and shift them over to this style of rail ejector. So actually what I'm now going to do is actually put these in instead. Now that I've just talked about how I wanted to use these, it's fine. We'll just go through and put the rail ejectors in, or the rail ejectors, the substations in before, so we don't run into this problem. And I think about there. I'd rather kind of cover too much almost than not enough, you know? So let's see. And I don't know exactly how we did it on the other side, but this is 4. We have 3 on the other side, so this will be better, honestly. Okay, so now let's see how close we can get. And down here, well, actually, it's more so down here where it's going to matter. Oh, we can get really close. Wow. Is this? That can't be. Well, this is starting to break. Oh, it's because of where the power is. Huh. Okay. So then what if we just run a line up from here and we presume that we can run this all the way up here. Let's see. Let's see how well this works. Yeah, we won't run into any issues there, obviously, because they're all getting further away, which is exactly what we wanted to do. Of course, we're now going to have to recalibrate all these, but you know what? Can't have everything. All right. Pull a few of those out. Boom. Okay. Whoops. There we go. That is very... What? Oh, whoops. I guess it's going to get mad. There we go. That was weird. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Pull these in. I think we can use these MK2s as well. I don't think that'll present a huge issue, but we shall find out very shortly, I suppose. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. So let's see if I just keep watching this. All right, so we'll stay on 3. Okay. We actually want to set this all to 2, though. After I've done that. Okay, interesting. So this is good. So when I set it to 2, it's going to retarget 3 because that's what it can see. So that's exactly what that retargeting mod I downloaded did. Let me see what that's called. It's called Railguns Retargeting by Broken Mass. So what it does is it keeps your railguns working all the time. Right now it's retargeting orbit 3 because it can actually see orbit 3, whereas it couldn't see orbit 2. So that's pretty important to be able to have going. Okay. Oh, we can only run that down a little bit more anyways. Without it splitting up. Okay. There we go. And you orbit 2 when you can see it, but orbit 3 when you can't. Cool. Oh, this is nice. And you can actually go directly into edit orbit there. Okay, so this is actually pretty helpful. We're starting to see a pretty significant increase in megawattage. It's still obviously nowhere close to what we actually need to run all these photons, so that explains why we're generating photons so slowly. But if we pop over here, we can see our requested power is at least getting better. It's orange instead of red, so I guess that's nice. We're requesting 2.51 gigawatts from our sphere, and we're, looks like, an order of magnitude away from that. So good news is, oh, that's still requesting solar sails. We'll bump this up, actually, to like 2,500, I think. There we go. How is power on the planet, actually? Okay. Yep, that could be problematic. I have generally assumed that power on the planet wasn't going to be a problem, but that may have been a bad assumption. What we'll do now, maybe just do another row of these. Just until we run out. Oops. Or we do dumb things like that. Like that. Oh, man. Okay. Do it on that side, and then I'll go back on the other side just to, like, maximize our, solar. Actually, here. We can also do it down here. This is probably one of the best places on the planet to do it. Might as well use this space if no one else is using it. Rather, I guess if we're not using it for anything else. Yeah. And I know we're now totally uneven in how we've been doing this, but you know what? It's okay. Okay. We'll go over here. Do the same thing. Go up here too. There we go. So this will hopefully stave off the imminent power crisis that I can already feel is coming. All right, let's power it now. Okay, cool. That did help marginally. Okay, so let's do one more row of these, and then maybe we'll call it a day. How many EM rail ejectors do we have left? A buttload is basically the answer still. So now the real question is, can we pretty tightly throw in another round of these? See, no. That's what's interesting, is these were over far enough that we can't do that. So what I should have done, potentially, is put some right here. Actually, let us do that, because that's a smarter way to do this. That'll hit all three of those. That'll hit these three. And then this would hit the... I mean, it's going to keep going way further down. So then what happens if I pull this out? Can we potentially replace those? Just like this. Pull that one out. Okay. Might be onto something here. I think I've changed this like 3 times at this point, but you know what? I think this is potentially still a more efficient way of doing this. Because now we have this line, rather, and we can do, can we get a full line right there? I think we might be able to. Let's take this to its logical conclusion and see how far down we can get before the lines get problematic. Because this is also a little bit different. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. I totally lied. Can you put it this close? No. I should have checked down here first. All right, let's pull that. So what we want to decide down here is if we were to put another one right down there, how close can we get our satellite substation? Okay, well, the answer, I mean, so that's not going to be a problem, obviously. Actually, interestingly enough, I can't fit both of them on this, can I? No, doesn't get that. Okay, figures. Oops. So I could get both of them down here pretty easily. I have to get a little bit closer. That would get all of them, I think. And I have to keep, I see you have to keep getting closer as you keep going up, but I think this would let us obviously do this. Oops, come on. So we can obviously run this line up here. The real question would be, oops. Just do this so I can copy these. Get orbit 2. There we go. Oops. There we go. Oh, that's annoying. Why is this one not? There we go. Okay, let's reverse this. Split it up. Oops, there we go. Boom. All right. I thought I was aiming for 2 there. Maybe it doesn't understand what I'm asking it to do as well as I thought. Okay, cool. And for some of these, I might even be able to put some on the other side. No, I won't be able to. Doesn't matter. I see. All right. Well, this is not going to be, obviously, the most even thing ever, and probably we should have modeled it off of this, but you know what? That's okay. I don't think it has to be perfect. It's our power consumption. Oh, not bad at all. Okay. How is our solar sail production going? Totally fine. How's our photon production going? Totally fine. Okay. So the other thing to think about is ray receiving efficiency. So these also have to be on this side of the planet, I see. Or at least have to have the ability to see the solar sails. That's okay, though. Oh, whoops. That's not what I meant to do. Let's change that to solar sails. And go pull them out of the end here. Perfect. Put those over there. Drop these solar sails in. There we go. I get rid of all of these. Come on. Come on. Won't let me. It's annoying. Oh well. Okay. Alright. So, how many EM rail ejectors do we have left? It's still a ton. It's an absolute ton. Alright. Do one more line of these, I think, and then I'm going to have to just do something else for a little bit because it's going to drive me crazy. Alright, so how far down can we go here? Looks like that's about right. So the real question is if we fed the belt on this side. Ooh, we could keep going straight for quite a while. Okay. So this is probably going to be the play. So we can keep going down all the way down here, which is kind of nuts. Okay. Yeah, we can get real close to other stuff. So, all right. Well, actually here, come on, guys, stick around and build the end. There we go. And we'll just walk it back out. There we go. And then we want to go along here. Whoops. What? There we go. What's going on? There we go. I don't want to give me a hard time about this, but whatever. There we go. Okay. So, take one of these, put it in there, and then we'll shoot for... Actually, time to make a new orbit. We'll make orbit 4, huh? What do we think? Take that, just kick our radius out a little bit further, too close to planet orbit. I don't know what planet orbit that would be, but, I mean, that one looks pretty nice, right? All right, we got orbit 4. We are going to have these guys all aim at orbit 4. All right, so we're going to go up here, do our traditional line here. But the nice part about this one is that we can also go way closer to the pole with these. I don't think they'll let me do one that close. Yeah, no. Okay. So again, same thing we've always been doing. Put our splitter up here. Apologize a little bit for the monotony here. Hopefully, as we're kind of getting this set up, it'll let us do more interesting things. But for the second, it's just going to take us a little bit to get these fully stacked. And we'll kind of come down here. So this is going to be where it starts to get real interesting. It's how we're going to power these. I think we'll just run individual power lines out here. But the real question may be also, did we already miss an opportunity to do this earlier? Oops. I think we could probably fit one more in. Awesome. Okay, and we'll just run our power lines all the way down. Oh, there we go. Yep, we already had to start moving over a little bit. There we go. Okay. So now, I don't think so. This looks like, I mean, I guess we could run one maybe right along here. It's the only other one I could guess about. So if we were to run, let's see how long we could get a straight run on this. Okay. So what I do think we want to do is build all of that, build this. We'll actually do that. And we'll run another set way down here. Actually, we could do the same thing down here. We could do the same thing with all of them. I see. Might have to get a little bit crafty, but the real question is going to be, is it more efficient to do that than to just, oh nice, there we go, we only had a few left anyways, than to just start going across this belt where it's easier, you know? Oops, it's colliding with everything. It's probably still close enough, it seems. Oh, oops. Reverse, reverse. There we go. Oh, this might be getting a little too close at this point, but we'll see. Yeah, I think that one was the last one that was too close. Oh well, yeah, we'll get rid of that. And power. Too close. Too close to the... Ah, man. Alright, so that means we're going to have to run our power line here, it sounds like, because I can't get close enough. Well, here, unless we did this. Yeah. That looks like the way to go. Boom. Cool. Alright. So then let's see. This is all part of... I would say this is all part of 2. I think this is the 2... Oh, this is the 3 block. Okay, cool. They all know that, too. 3, rather. Awesome. And you're all part of the 4 block. Nope. You did not know this, apparently. Welcome. You're part of 4 now. Okay, you up here sometimes know it. Okay, so at least that's okay. And what they're doing is they're just obviously aiming for 2 instead of 4 because 2 happens to be what they can see right now. All right, well, we're at 624 megawatts. 3 is bumping over here. 3's got 12,000 shields, over 12,000. 2's got a few, and 4's got a few, but 3 is clearly where it's at. And we'll kind of keep seeing how well this goes, but I feel like we're starting to get there. One last question before we call it for today is if we go to solar sales, our consumers 16, production rate is 0. I wonder if that's because we're still maxed out on production. Kind of want to go take a quick look and see how it's going. Our solar sales over in our industrial darkness. Okay, these are all still stacked. That's kind of what I ooh, no, they're not. What are they missing? No graphene. Well, that's problematic. Why are these not running? Product stacking. And hydrogen, of all things. We're stacking on hydrogen? Okay. Well, we can fix that. I guess we fixed our hydrogen problem. He chuckles mirthlessly. There we go. Let's see if this fixes the issue. Also, I'm going to briefly pull remote. I literally clicked everything except what I wanted to click, remote demand here, just in case. And actually, we're going to throw a few more ships in there. And then we're going to go figure out where our graphene is being produced on planet and pull it out. And this will overflow, so we don't have to worry about this. All right, so let's take a quick trip back over to Alchiba 4, wherever you may be. Alchiba 4, where you at? I kind of was hoping you would be close. Looks like you're not. All right, just got to go on a quick jaunt around the solar system. Wow, yeah, you can tell which one of these is 3 now. It's very obvious, the difference. Man, if we're getting this much energy from just sales, I can't even imagine what it's going to be once we actually get the sphere components in. Maybe that's what we should start thinking about, honestly. Because I bet the energy that you get from the sphere components is even more substantial than the energy that you get from the sales. So let's take a look at that next episode. So that sounds interesting to me. All right, we're just going to go over to Alchiba 4, find out where... It wasn't carbon nanotubes, right? It was just graphene that we need. So I'm willing to bet that we have a ton of extra graphene on this planet. And we can go grab some. Boom. All right. This is literally graphene right here, right? No, that's rocks, but whatever. Graphene, where are you? This is interesting. Why are these all jammed up? Lack of material. Oh, no graphene on this planet either. Well, that doesn't bode well for this whole graphene idea. Okay. Well, let's go kick our graphene engines back on, because I'm pretty sure we have a coal vein down here that isn't doing anything, right? We have our ready to go down here. Oh, that's making graphite, not graphene. What does this need? It's sulfur. All right, well, I bet we have a bunch of extra sulfur. Let's pull that down. And then let's make a quick line out here. This is just going to be super simple. I don't think it'll actually contribute that much, but it's just good to have. And you can keep stacking into here. Truth be told, I don't know why we really stopped that, but now at least we have a place to go. Cool. So let's throw down just a quick, we don't need the fastest one by any means. Uh-oh. Why is this must not be connected to our other power sources. Looks like, there we go. Let's get hooked onto the main grid. All right, so for you, yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to be making graphene. Why do I not see that as an option? Is graphene smelted? Chemical facility. Well, I'm not going to do that. So, all right, now we know. Let us clear and reset that. Okay, so next time on There's Always Seeming to Be a Problem, we are going to be making some graphene. It looks like when we pulled out all of our graphene facilities over here, we are not, in fact, producing enough graphene. So that's going to be problematic. But that's okay, because we can always put them back in. Like, that's one thing to think about. So if we need to make more graphene, we totally can, because it looks like we have plenty of plastic, we have plenty of sulfuric acid, and we have plenty of energetic graphite. So we should be a-okay, and we can just run our line directly back through here, because we know it'll work. All right, folks, I'm taking a break here. Thank you for joining me once again, and have a great rest of your afternoon.